Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video. Flawless will be joining me soon. I think he's running from the Arsenal talk, innit? Because obviously Arsenal performing well. He has a lot to say about Arsenal every single time. And he's ducking. I'm joking. He's probably going to be in like 2 minutes. But listen, before we get started, make sure you guys like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, Road to 6K, subscribe to Flawless. The link is in the title. But listen, man. Listen. Listen. Arsenal, I keep telling people they're very, very good. But we'll talk about Arsenal when Flawless comes in it, because that's who I want a discussion with. Let's start with United. I'll be honest. I watched some of the game back today. I did not realize how bad our wingers were. And I said our wingers were bad yesterday. But you know when I saw this by Paul Scholes, I saw people disagreeing with this. I saw people backing our wingers when Paul Scholes said this. Massively wrong. What Paul Scholes said here was spot on. Because I watched some of the game back today, yeah? And first I thought, well, you know how I said yesterday on the match reaction? Why are Bernardo Silva, whoever was playing on the other side, Kevin De Bruyne, picking up those little pockets of space? And why can we not track the runners? The wingers on our team were pathetic. They were very, very high on the pitch. And just the organization and distances were so poor. And that's something I've given Ten Hag and the team a lot of credit for in recent weeks. We literally had a front four. Then it was literally a 2 in midfield and then a 4 at the back. It was literally a 4-2-4. And don't get me wrong, the fullbacks yesterday, Malacia and Dalot weren't great. But when you have no help from the people ahead of you, it's literally an impossible job. And listen, it was Anthony less so. Jadon Sancho especially. Yesterday was shocking. And I hope people realize what I've been saying about Sancho and Anthony on the other side yesterday. We tried playing a transitional game with Sancho and Anthony as the wingers. Did people really think it was going to work? And this is what I kept saying all week here. Elanga has to start. And it's not Elanga's better than Sancho. It's just we need one pace and power winger on one side. And then obviously Anthony's probably going to start kind of thing, innit? Because he's Ten Hag's man. But Anthony and Sancho can be on the other. That's what you people have to realize. It has to be Elanga/Sancho on the left, Martial up top, and then Anthony and Sancho fighting it on the right. That's what it has to be. Ten Hag has to realize that. Because the more currently we play Anthony and Sancho together, it's just not going to work. Someone said, we need to talk about Sancho. Is Sancho a flop now for real? Listen, I said this. Sancho's no better than what Nicolas Pepe was. And this is not me saying I think Pepe is a better footballer than Sancho, because he's not. But Pepe's first 13, 14, 15 months has been better than Sancho's. Sancho's first 13, 14 months have been pathetic. And this is what people kept saying. Oh, he scored a couple goals. It don't matter that he scored a couple goals. His composure around the goal this year has been very good. But the rest of his game, I don't know if you guys follow a guy called Sarfo on Twitter, innit? Sarfo tweeted, Sancho plays like he don't want to get his Air Forces creased. And that is the biggest thing. That analogy is spot on. Sancho just don't want it kind of thing. On the left-hand side. I kind of have to agree. I saw Sancho let Kevin De Bruyne run by him to set up Haaland. It was pathetic. And the thing is, it was towards the end when Kevin De Bruyne picked the ball up and found Haaland, that's when Sancho started sprinting. And I'm just like, if Sancho just runs first, just run to where you're meant to be kind of thing, and then that situation will be better. It just will be better. Then you can jog back when you only have to run a slight bit. Make sure you make that initial sprint. Make it harder for Kevin De Bruyne first. Because he didn't do that. And someone said, how was Sancho supposed to perform when he had a number 9? You can't link play. Listen, man, we need to stop using excuses for Sancho now. It's not forget the number 9 thing. What I've said so far is not even about Sancho on the ball. I have not mentioned Sancho on the ball at all yet. All I've mentioned is him coming back. Because him coming back was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic yesterday. And this is true, every time I watch Sancho, what you said about him running like he's pregnant looks more and more accurate. I said it, man. It's shocking. And then even going forward, what's one thing we associate with Jadon Sancho? The thing we say every single time, ball retention, looks after the ball well. Yesterday was absolutely pathetic, him on the ball. He could not look after the ball at all, and it was so frustrating watching Jadon Sancho, because that's the thing you associate with. Like, that's the only thing you associate with Jadon Sancho, no matter what you get, good ball retention. He didn't have that yesterday. And then someone asked me, what did Jadon Sancho offer yesterday? And I said, nothing. Like, literally nothing. I don't know what he offers. And this is not me hating on Sancho, by the way, because I've always said this. Sancho is one of my favorite players at the club. But him, over the last couple weeks, actually, I don't even want to say last couple weeks, him since he's come United hasn't been it, kind of thing. We just have to be completely honest. Obviously, the circumstances first season. But second season, like, there's not, what are the excuses? Finally, Bains. I've been talking about Sancho the last couple of weeks. This entire week, when I said I wouldn't start Sancho, people were coming for me. I hope people realize what I said now. I keep saying it. Anthony Sancho is not a good wing pairing. Two good footballers. But football's all about balance. One of our best front threes or front fours we've had in recent times here has been Paul Pogba on the left, Dan James on the right, Bruno in the 10, and Cavani up top. In terms of names, you could argue that's not a brilliant front four in terms of Dan James is in it. But Dan James was that hard-working right winger. He had the pace. You had Paul Pogba, for example, floating, coming inside, creating. You had Bruno doing a bit of everything. And Cavani obviously was working hard up top. That was a nice balanced front four. In terms of names, that's not better than our front four right now. But in terms of balance, it was. On the ball, he looked like Lukaku. He was pathetic, man. Sancho needs to be dropped. 100% does. Flawless is here as well now.
Yeah, man, what you saying?
Talk about Sancho first. Talk about Sancho.
Okay. Yo, can you hear me? What are you asking me? What's the question? You gotta give me a question.
Nah, just what do you think of Sancho?
Oh, see, what in general are we talking about in particular from yesterday's game?
A bit of both.
I
said yesterday, Sancho was pathetic, especially from a defensive point of view. And then obviously on the ball, he's crap as well.
Yeah, he wasn't good yesterday, but my overall stance hasn't changed on Sancho. I said this season he has to deliver. He's got to step up. Obviously, aside from yesterday, I think he's been decent this season. But I did when we did was it me and you? No. Me and when I was on Saeed's channel and we did the player rating so far before the international break. And I think we put Sancho in like decent / good. But I said when we do this again, so before the World Cup, he needs to be an outstanding. He needs to step up even further. He does. Was he good yesterday? No. But I'm not gonna overreact and go, yeah, was he poor yesterday? Yes. But that don't change the fact. Even if he was great yesterday, I'd be like, he needs to kick on.
Yeah, but the thing with Sancho, like,
go on.
You say like overreaction. It's not just one game, and I kept saying this is not one game with Sancho. These same flaws have been there for Sancho for so long.
Yeah, but I don't think he's been bad this season. That's the thing. I don't think he's been bad.
Listen, when you pay £72 million, you can't just not be bad.
Yeah, of course. That's why I said he needs to step up. But this is only a conversation because we got beat yesterday. That's why.
No, but you see me. I've been having these conversations with Sancho.
Yeah,
for the
you
last
have been. But I'm saying it. I'm saying in general. Obviously, rival fans have been trolling as well. But does he need to step up? Yes. But it's nothing new. I don't understand. I don't get it because he was poor in the derby. Now it's a conversation. Like, does he need to do better? Yes. Has he done okay this season so far in general? Yeah. But okay and decent is not good enough. So he needs to step up. He needs to step up 110%.
Someone says that when I started personal with Sancho. Sancho's my second favorite player at the club. This is what people need to realize. He's my second favorite player at the club behind Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. And this is what frustrates me most with Sancho, because I know Sancho has ability. Yeah, the ability is there. Yeah. Well, what I can't accept is work rate. And that's when Paul Scholes said this year and people were disagreeing. I can't believe people disagreed with this.
Yeah, but that's the whole different Paul Scholes, it's a whole different. This is a different era in that, like in what Scholes played in. Scholes played in a 4.
No, I don't care if it's a different era. This is the basics of football. Wingers help your fullbacks.
Yeah, wingers help your fullbacks. I hear all that. That's not. But when I say it is a different era, that does count because Scholes played in, for the most part, what he's talking about with Giggs and Beckham is they played in a 4-4-2 era. There wasn't two midfielders in there, two central midfielders in there in a 4-2-3-1
Nah,
to
man.
help out of your fullback.
Listen,
But
listen.
this is a
This is the
system thing.
basics
It's
of
like
football.
no, it's the basics of football. But if you dominate the ball, you don't have to be helping your fullbacks out like that.
Listen, we didn't dominate the ball yesterday, so there's no
No, I
excuses.
know. No. That's not my point. My point is that's why we need to get the system right. The fact that we're talking about our wingers defend, no other top club we're talking about this.
No, but Flawless, you don't get this. I don't think this is a system thing.
Of
This
course, it's
is
a
not.
system thing.
No,
If you
Flawless.
dominate the foot, no. If you dominate the football, your wingers are not helping. Your wingers don't need to help out your fullbacks.
Listen, Flawless. No matter what team it is, we're talking Man City, we're talking Liverpool. Look at Mo Salah, look at Sadio Mane in previous seasons. Liverpool is still dominating the ball. They still helped out the fullbacks. That's just the
Yeah, they still
basics
help
of
out. But no, it's often. But it's not often thing. It's not often. It's rare. That's my point.
No, but
You know what I'm
you say
saying?
this
It's a
is rare.
rarity.
Yeah? No, you say this
Of course
is rare,
it's
and I was
rare.
debating with some. No, but I was debating with someone today.
Go on.
It was.
Yeah.
We're only saying it's rare because we had 4 decent performances where the wingers actually helped out. This
No.
This is a reoccurrence kind of thing.
No, you're getting it mistaken. I'm not talking about United. I'm talking about Liverpool, City, and top clubs. It's rare that wingers have to help out their fullbacks
Nah,
because we are
I
dominating
massively
the ball.
disagree, man.
How do you massively so Salah and Mane, let's use them as an example, were often helping out their fullbacks? No, they weren't because Liverpool
No,
have
but they still
65. No, they
Nah.
would still help them, but I'm saying majority wise. How do you mean? Nah, if the other team has 30% possession of the ball, of course that's just common sense that Liverpool wingers are not helping out their fullbacks because they're only having to defend 30% of the time. And even not even 30%, because other times the team would have the ball in their defense, or their fullbacks would have it, or midfielders would have it. My point is, once you dominate the ball, then you can put your, what's the word I'm talking about, your will. I'm not even disagreeing with them needing to help out their fullbacks. That's not a disagreement. I'm not saying it's a system issue. I'm saying you can get away with it more when you dominate the ball more. That's just common sense. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, man, I saw Phil Foden yesterday helping out the fullbacks.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
all
But
I'm
how
saying.
often did how often did Sancho and Anthony get on the ball high up? How often did their fullbacks have to defend? Rarely.
Yeah, but they still
Rarely.
came back.
They came back.
When they had
But that's
to.
my
Our
but that's my
wingers don't
point.
do that.
When they had to, it was rarely. I can't say that because Anthony's not played enough for me to say Anthony don't come back often enough. So I'm not, again, this is just classic overreaction because we got beat in the derby and because Paul Scholes has said this. How are we saying this about Anthony? How many games has Anthony played?
No, as I said, you can use it less of Anthony kind of thing, innit? But for Sancho, and
No,
for
it's not even less. No. It's not even less of. It's not. No, what do you mean? No, it's not even less for Anthony. What we talk? How many games has Anthony played?
No, but I'm just like the traits are still there. All I'm saying,
No.
United's wingers as a whole, as I said,
As a whole,
forget Anthony because we've only seen him 3 or 4 games.
Okay, so what
As a
wingers we
whole,
talking about? Because
Sancho when he's played left,
right,
Rashford when he's played
Sancho
left,
one.
have been all pathetic when it comes from a defensive point
So
of view.
you're saying two. Rashford just ain't been good anyway, innit? Like
But Rashford defensively never helps out.
How often has Rashford played? I'm saying but we know Rashford ain't good enough anyway. Like I said, the fact that we're talking about our wingers tracking back is a problem in itself. That's a problem in itself.
I massively disagree, man.
Of course you're gonna massively disagree.
Because what makes Man City and Liverpool in previous years so great, no matter who the player is, they help out as a team.
Yeah, they help out as a team because their systems are better. And they press well high up the pitch. Because all right. So how come Salah ain't been helping Trent this season?
That's also down to the midfield. And let's be honest, Liverpool, and I said this, Liverpool this year has been shocking.
Like exactly. My point is the whole system has failed.
No, but we're talking about Liverpool when they have been pathetic as a whole. You can question every single player at Liverpool's attitude this season. But I said in previous years, when Liverpool have been getting the 90+ points, being one of the best sides in the league, every single player helped out.
Yeah,
Mo Salah, like someone said in the comments, Mo Salah and Mane were heavily praised for the defensive work rates.
Yeah, in terms of pressing and stuff like that. But that comes down to the system. They need to we need to get to that, but we're way off that. Do the fullback do our wingers, does Sancho need to do more? Yes, absolutely. But our whole team needs to do more, like you just said then.
Like someone said, I bet it would be fine if he didn't work back, but was mashing work and attack. Yeah, like if it was maybe like I was watching, I can't remember what I was watching. I was watching like 08 United kind of thing, and they said how Rooney and Tevez used to work for Ronaldo just because Ronaldo was that guy. He offered so much going forward, and then you can kind of say, you know what, you can kind of compensate for that kind of thing, innit? If you're putting in elite level going forward, but Sancho's not doing that.
To an extent, but obviously that wouldn't. having that don't work anymore in today's game. But I understand the overall point. You don't have someone who don't press up top anymore. That shit don't happen because you're talking 2008 to 2011. The game's moved on. My point is, yes, does he need to do more? Yes. Is that our biggest issue? Absolutely not. It's low down. Only because Paul Scholes has said it is now come up as a conversation like this. Is it a talking
Disagree.
point? Of course it isn't. This has never been when has this been a major talking point?
Our wingers
Not
not
you.
helping our fullbacks. Has always been
Exclude you, fam. Because like I said, you're a man of football.
I
When has this
care
been?
about everyone
So when
else.
has this?
How will you
So
say
when
this?
No. But that's what we're talking about, though, isn't it? Like this is only a major talking point, not you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about you because you look at football very, very much differently. I'm saying in general. This has never been a conversation. Never when I've been streaming, in the entire time I've been streaming, whether it's here, whether it's on my channel, whether it's on other channels, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, and people have been talking about Sancho not tracking back. Never, but because Paul Scholes has now said it, now it's a thing. This is just classic overreaction.
No, but that's because Paul Scholes is one of the biggest people
Yeah,
look at the United fan base.
But the same way, if he would have said, if Scholes would have switched time, would have went. Remember a time, say he would have used the same thing and used the same picture, but would have put the caption would have been, right, I remember when wingers used to be pressed. You know what the conversation would have been? Right, wingers don't press, all this stuff. It's exactly what it would have been. It's exactly what it would have been. And that's how you know I'm correct about this. But because what Paul Scholes said, now it's not tracking back. If he would have said about pressing, it would have been pressing. If he would have put we don't squeeze and run up and go up the pitch and play with a high line, it would have been that. People just sheep because we got beaten. People, the sky's falling. That's what it is because we got beat 6-3 in the derby. But I'm not gonna overreact about it.
Listen, man,
the sky's still there, people. We weren't good.
Someone said talk about 8 as well. 8 Bruno. He's like Bruno Fernandes yesterday frustrated me so much because going into this game I was like, Rodri's out. As soon as I saw the line, I'm like, Bruno better have a good game because Bruno Fernandes every single big game he's absolutely diabolical with my eyes, kind of thing, innit? And I looked at Bruno yesterday. You're not playing against a natural 6. You got more space. And let's be honest, Bruno Fernandes had more space yesterday than what he would have had under Rodri, for example. And then a ball usage, which absolutely perfect from it. Especially the first half. Don't get me started on the first half. See Bruno Fernandes, every single time he got the ball, he rushed it. He rushed it. And I'm like, okay, the balls are not coming off. I'm fine with that. And make sure you guys like the video. If the balls are not coming off, United are under the pressure. Why don't you just turn or hold the ball and keep possession? Just pass it around 1 or 2 minutes. Just make sure the tempo is slower kind of thing, innit? If you want to rush every single time. Just do something sensible with the ball. Every single time, gets the ball. Bang! Bang! Let me go forward again. Bang! Let me go forward again. And surely after 2 or 3 times, you realize, he's not coming off.
Yeah.
And just slow the tempo down. And he just didn't do that at all. And I'm just like, okay, you didn't do that. Let me ask for you defensively, because defensively, our midfield was getting absolutely bypassed. Surely there has to be a point, and I don't care if the manager has to say, as a player, surely you have to realize maybe 5-10 minutes, let me drop 10 yards back. Let me help the midfield out a bit more, because Bernardo Silva down the right-hand side was causing all sorts of problems. Especially after Dalot got the yellow card. He didn't do any of that.
Yeah. What you're saying makes sense there, but you said right at the very start when you started talking about Bruno, you said something that was key. And the reason why I'm not mad at it, you said every single big game, he's diabolical. So this is not an exception to the rule. This is the pattern. And this is why, 1, I'm critical of Bruno. And 2, I expect nothing more. I know we can get an odd good game out of him in big games, like say for Arsenal for instance this season. But I'm not looking at Bruno to play better, because I don't believe he has the abilities and the capabilities to do so. I'm looking at our better players. We need our better players to perform, for us to perform at a high level. And they weren't good yesterday. Varane, I put in that bracket. I put Martinez in that bracket. I put Eriksen in that bracket. It wasn't just those 3, like the whole team was bad. But my point is, with them 3 in particular not playing well, we're not going to play well, because we don't have we don't have the team, we don't have the squad. Like I say, that's a typical Bruno performance in a big game. So this is why I'm not, of course it's disappointing, but this is why I'm not angry. This is why I'm not mad about it, because I understand, I know Bruno's level. You just said it there, stop, just pass it around. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep the ball ticking over. But that's just Bruno for you. Like, what do we expect? This is why I'm critical of him. But I understand where we're at as a team. I understand where Ten Hag is and where we're trying to go to, and he'll learn a lot from that in terms of Ten Hag, in terms of certain players. Like, can Bruno play at Manchester United and be successful? And United be successful? Yes, but I've said this: for United to go challenge and compete, either Bruno has to be on the bench or has to be the third best midfielder on the pitch, because he's just not it.
Tom
He's
said
just not it.
are we not allowed to talk about Rashford? Listen, man, we're 20 minutes into the show and we talked about 2 players. Like, relax, man. We're getting on to everyone kind of thing. Patience.
Yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk, people. Yeah, patience is what Bruno could have used yesterday. You know what I'm saying, in the build-up.
And big up Mark Overidge. He said Bains and KDB is way clear of Pogba. No debate, to be honest. Facts. Listen, Kevin De Bruyne's in the conversation for best midfielders of all time in the Premier League. That ball that he played to Haaland yesterday, joke, man. Absolute joke. Like, this, I don't know how we saw that pass. I fully don't know how we saw that pass. Because I looked at it back and I'm like, did it Varane do anything wrong? Because I saw people criticizing me and I'm just like, Varane actually had like a decent position.
Was a decent, yeah.
But that ball was just down to it. The absolute T kind of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Got add in as well that at that point, because he came off injured 2-3 minutes later, so that's had an impact as well. Because he's not even made it through to half time. So add that into the mix. But yeah, De Bruyne in terms of this generation, definitely one of the best midfielders of all time, like in the Premier League. But of all time,
Gerrard, but hey, he's in the conversation.
That's a different conversation. Is he top 5
in the Premier League?
No, but that's a different conversation. I don't know, fam. You know what I'm saying? There's been some great midfielders, man. I can't say if he's top 5, he's 5.
I think Coach Cam said it the other day in terms of the biggest hindrance to Kevin De Bruyne's Premier League legacy is that he plays for Manchester City.
Yeah, of course.
Because in the Premier League, he's done everything. The quality that he has, like people say, Kevin De Bruyne don't have technical ability. You're telling me that ball weren't technical ability?
Yeah, that's a lie. But also,
like he's literally the definition of technical ability when it comes to some of his passes. He's a joke.
Even though his biggest hindrance is playing for Manchester City, his biggest help is playing for Manchester City.
No, I mean in terms of like helping him in terms of, say if he did play for United, like United are just the biggest fan kind of thing, isn't it?
No, that's my point. Is like it works both ways. I agree with that. What Coach Cams is saying is right. His biggest hindrance is that he plays for Manchester City. His biggest help is also that he plays for Manchester City.
Wait, someone said he hasn't had a big defining moment. Look at Kevin De Bruyne's last couple of big games for Manchester City, or Manchester City's last couple of big games here, and tell me if Kevin De Bruyne hasn't performed. Because Kevin De Bruyne's big game record is phenomenal for Manchester City recently. Mm-hmm. And someone said until Kevin De Bruyne wins the World Cup, he's not all time. Premier League, forget the World Cup.
Yeah, like I said, if he's top 5, he's 5. Look, I hear the point.
Where do we start next? You know what? Let's start from the back here. Dalot, first 2 minutes, utter stupidity.
The pass that he gave away, because he gave away because he had a simple pass on into Bruno on the inside, like 5-6 yards away. He gave it away, and then that's when City broke. And I think Haaland had a shot. It was blocked, and then De Bruyne with the follow-up and De Gea saved it. That just set the tone for the day. Wasn't good, man. We had an off day against a team against the worst team to have an off day against in the league. That's what happened yesterday. Like, we needed to be on 10, and we wasn't. It was nowhere near it. It wasn't that.
But I'll be honest, I think Dalot massively hindered us. The first 2 minutes, you don't make that tackle. You do not make that tackle. Because as soon as you make that tackle, and big on Jack Grealish, because I know a lot of people criticize Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish had a field day yesterday. Absolutely field day. All you had to do, let me get the ball, let me drive at Dalot. First 2 minutes, you're on a yellow. Listen, you're not surviving 88 minutes. You have to kind of, like watch yourself kind of thing, innit? It's natural because you're on a yellow card. Stupidity, man. Stupidity.
Yeah.
Varane.
Like I said, after they gone.
What do you think about Varane? Came off injured again.
Yeah. That's hopefully he gets fit expeditiously. That didn't help us because he was off for the second goal. Why Eriksen was on Haaland. I don't know why Eriksen was on Haaland. I don't know about that. I can't say that. I don't know. I can't say that because Eriksen I think Varane does a better job even if Haaland gets there, but that's a whole different conversation. What's done is done. Hopefully he's good. It was a freak like injury type thing with the ball hitting his standing leg. I ain't really seen anything like that before. So I'm hoping he's blessed. But was he good? No. But I'm gonna say the same thing for every single player. That'd be the start before we go into it. He wasn't good. He wasn't the only one. It was all bad. Like I said, we had an off day against a team that you're not supposed that you can't have an off day against. You can't.
You know what? I'll be honest, we'll talk about both centre backs in terms of Martinez as well. Yeah. I don't think, like, obviously, you could probably blame them for 1 or 2 goals, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But I don't think they were the reason, kind of thing, that we lost. Even
Yeah,
though
I
we
hear
can see this, like, for me, like, it's funny. Like I said this yesterday, we can see this 6, and I don't think our defense was the problem. If that makes sense.
What's crazy is I said the same thing. That I was more obviously I was unhappy about the defensive performance, but I was more pissed about our attack and not transitioning correct against Manchester City, against top teams. The best form of defense is offense, and we didn't do anything going forward. We put on no type of threat. I kept saying, put blood in their mouth, go punch them in the face. Hypothetically speaking, people, not literally. And we never did that. We didn't lay. If that's a boxing match, you didn't lay a glove on them. Didn't hit the back. Didn't try counter punch. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's unacceptable. But I'm gonna keep saying the same thing on here. You'll hear me say this to a lot of people. It was an off day against a team you cannot have an off day against. Look up in the sky is not falling. Am I disappointed about it? Yes. Was I more disappointed yesterday? Also, yes. Because when it went 6-1, I looked up in the sky. I thought the sky was falling because I was like, this could be 9 or 10. Because when the City fans started chanting, I went to go get food, and then the 6th goal went in, and then I heard the City fans chanting, "We want 10," and I was like, "This could be record. This could be a record defeat, like in the Premier League, like overall, not just for United. And if we would have got beat 9, 10, 11, show's over. The show's over. Not only for not only for Ten Hag, but for the team as well. Like I don't think you can recover from that type of thing. It's kind of like you don't watch boxing or MMA, Statman, but people know what I'm talking about. It's like when a boxer or MMA fighter has a devastating defeat, that's a knockout, and they're never the same again. That was us. We got that scoreline flattered us.
Yeah, I said the same thing. We were lucky that it was 6-3.
Yeah. We were lucky.
Last
6-3. Again, someone mentioned it. I think it was Double A. Shout out to Double A. Very similar to when Evra got hauled off at halftime in the same game against Manchester City. Not in the same game, but it was against Manchester City. I think it was a League Cup game. But he'll learn from this. Baptism of fire. You know what I'm saying? So this is all a learning curve. Manchester United's season and us winning the war is not dependent on Manchester City. So again, that's why I'm not upset. It don't change anything in terms of objectives. And we need to bounce back. 110%. We need to bounce back.
That pass by Rashford to Malacia was silly when he got the yellow as well. There was no need for that.
Oh, it was a poor pass.
But I do feel like
short. Was the pass short?
Yeah, it was short by Rashford.
It's short. Okay.
Like that was just stupidity kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, you see Phil Foden, yeah?
Go on.
I don't know what people think about Phil Foden here, but you see that upper body strength.
Yeah.
Like he has upper body strength kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
And I also do think someone like Saka's like core strength is very, very, what do you call it? Good kind of thing. Do you think Malacia struggled when he's come up against those type of plays so far?
No, I don't think he struggled. I don't think he struggled because
Saka had the better of him
at times, but he bowed well. I just think he struggled. Not only aside from that, it's because they're two very good players and two of the better players in the league he's going to come up against. So it's all a learning curve. He battled well, even though Saka got the better of him. He battled well against Saka against Arsenal, and we won the game. Yesterday, not so good. He got taken off, but again, learning curve. You gonna learn from this. You know what I'm saying? Being in wars and being in fights is gonna help you in future. So next time he comes up against Manchester City, or next time he comes up against a tricky winger, it's all about improvement. How's Malacia 21? It's like, yo, you gonna improve. He gonna get better, man. Yeah, 23. He gonna get better, man. So we still got time to improve. You're playing at the highest level you've ever played at. You know what I'm saying? Going in against Manchester City. Better fullbacks and more experienced fullbacks than him will go there and struggle. Never mind Malacia in this Manchester United team. So yeah, like I said, he got taken off. Disappointing. Yo, dust yourself off and get back to it. We ain't got time.
We're interested what Ten does next game because Shaw obviously came out half time. I think that was obviously helped by the yellow card as well.
Yeah.
In terms of Shaw coming on, but it'll be interesting to see what he does because this is the point. We're going to touch on that midfield now.
Go on.
Next game against Everton, forget the Europa League game. That's when Casemiro has to start now. As I said, I think I agreed with Ten Hag's selection yesterday, other than obviously Sancho playing and stuff, innit? But in midfield, I can get why he went up the same midfield. Now they've had a bad game. There's no excuses.
Yeah,
Casemiro has to come in.
Yeah, and I expect Ten Hag to do the business.
Because Ten Hag even said after the game, when Casemiro first came when it was against Liverpool, innit? Scott McTominay's been playing well since. He said that yesterday in his press conference. Scott McTominay was pathetic yesterday. Now you have to make the changes.
Yeah.
And listen, like, this is probably the perfect time to make that change in terms of this is Everton. Don't get me wrong. Everton, someone said, big up Monts, by the way.
Larger months.
He said Everton's midfield is actually good. Everton's midfield is good. I really, really like it kind of thing, but it's not Manchester City kind of thing. You can give Casemiro his first Premier League start, and he better give it. Because now, you just know, like, I was listening to a lot of Paul Scholes, funnily enough. I was watching the overlap kind of thing, innit?
I watched the bad. What's bad is I did the same thing, but carry on.
Like, I'll be honest, I know everyone hates Paul Scholes kind of thing, what he's done and stuff here. But you see, on the overlap, I thought he came across very, very well kind of thing, innit? Absolutely. And even when he was just talking about the midfield, how just having the ball at half turn, and how, for example, Scott McTominay, Fred can't do that. And he was like, I think he mentioned Casemiro. He's like, Casemiro in his first game, 20 minutes in, bang, receive the ball in half turn, play the box. Yeah. And that's probably one of the best midfielders ever talking in Paul Scholes. Yeah. Especially at receiving the ball in the half turn, talking about the levels Casemiro is kind of thing. You kind of have to do it now.
I agree. 110%. And I think he will make the changes. We've seen Ten Hag in his short span, make changes when players haven't played well. That's how we ended up with the defense we had, went on the run we had. So I expect to see Casemiro on Sunday. Interested to see the team he plays on Thursday as well. Does he start Casemiro there as well? Or does he start McTominay and then go Casemiro on Sunday? Or does he give it, or does he use that and give Casemiro, say, an hour in that game?
I'll be honest, Casemiro should have come on earlier for me in the game as well. He came on in the 60th minute with Scott McTominay. That had to be a half-time change in my eyes.
First, I heard that.
Because at that point, it was damage limitation, bringing on Casemiro.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? It worked, didn't it? Because like I said, I was fearing the worst, yo. I looked up in the sky and thought, the sky's falling. I thought it was all she wrote.
I'll be honest, I don't even think City really tried. That's the mad thing. I always say about City, I don't think City got a second gear.
Yeah, we rolled over them. That's what makes the defeat worse. I kept saying this.
Casemiro is looking massively off the pace. He's paying for his slow Bains. I hear this, and this is why I said I wouldn't start him against Man City. But he also played, 1 or 2 games for Brazil? You're going to have another Europa League game on Thursday. Yeah. Sunday, you're playing Everton kind of thing.
Yeah, you get him up to speed, man. He'll be fine. Like I said, he plays against Omonia, whether that's a start, and he plays an hour, or whether that's off the bench, say, for example, for 45 minutes, and then go from there.
Someone said, why did Eric Ten Hag bring him on, disrespect his big career? I want to talk about that, because that was a bunch of nonsense by Ten Hag.
Go on, what did he say?
The Ronaldo thing. You not seen it?
No. What happened? Talk to me.
He was like, he didn't bring on Ronaldo because it would have been a disrespect to his big career.
Wait, Ten Hag said that?
Yeah.
I like that.
A bunch of nonsense, man.
I like the fact that he said. What, Ten Hag actually said that in the press conference?
Yes.
I like that. We just got beat 6-3 and he's taking it. I like that. No, I like that. But again, you just said it there, fam. You know it's nonsense. I know it's nonsense. But to most people, will take that literal and take that serious and not talking about the fact that we just got beat 6-3. You know what I'm saying? I've seen many managers do it. Fergie's done it in the past. Pep's done it. Klopp does it. Say you get beat, go back and look, people. Just do your Googles after the show. Go back and look when United got beat and see the wild shit Fergie used to say. There's a reason for it. There's a method to the madness. I'm glad he said that. Let's go.
It's complete nonsense.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it don't, fam. No, fam. I'm not disagreeing with you. It is the complete nonsense. But I understand why he says it. If we would have got beat 2-1, he's not coming out and saying that. Well, go on, carry on.
Scott McTominay yesterday.
Not good. Again, same. It's insert phrase for everybody. He's not good yesterday. Not good. He wasn't. That was McTominay of old, but I'm not gonna heavily criticize him because it wasn't all on him and he wasn't helped at all. And our better players didn't play well. And our better players don't play well. The players below that level don't really have a chance. And again, the wrong team meant to have it off there against. You're playing against the best team in the country. So wasn't good, man. It wasn't even Tom.
His goal line clearance in the first 10 minutes was good though, because I was like, oh, that's there for going in kind of thing, isn't it? When they were just getting their bodies on the line, but other than that, pathetic, man.
Yeah, not good.
Pathetic. Eriksen, shambolic, diabolical. That.
Yeah, that's his word. That's the worst game he's played for us. But the reason why I give him a blind, because he's been good before this, like pretty much the entire season so far. So I'm just looking at it as a one-off, bad day at the office for him, bad day at office for the team, and we bounce back Thursday, which I expect, and bounce back Sunday, and then go from there. And again, you're gonna hear me say a lot of the same things, people, because it's pretty much the same for all players. And look up in the sky is not falling. This is why I'm not irate. This is why I'm not angry. This is why I'm not mad. This is why I'm not ranting and raving. Like, yo, we had an off day against the best team in the country. The objectives for the season are still the same. And we're going to lose some battles. We're going to lose some battles. Will we win the war?
But that performance by Eriksen was pathetic. Like, I know
Yeah,
he got
what
an
is it?
assist. What was it? Assist for the Anthony goal.
I can't remember. We passed down the ball. But, yeah, not tracking the runner for one of the, I think, the first goal. Yeah, not good. Not good.
And this is what I said. Like, I think I was speaking to you about Gundogan, how he could hurt us, because I think we have no natural six starting kind of thing, innit?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Gundogan played deeper, but Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden was coming a lot centrally as well, destroyed us, man, differently. Anthony, pathetic.
No good.
Like, fair play, nice goal, and that shambolic performance there.
Not good. Again, our attackers didn't do anything up until the point he scored that goal. And that was the most, even though I was very disappointed with the performance as a whole, the attackers' performance. Like Bruno, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, as a collective, individually, the few times we had the ball, offered nothing going forward. We did not counter punch, man. We didn't transition well, and I said that was key. Not good enough, man. Not good enough. Didn't do the biz, man. Didn't do the biz. And that's disappointing because they have the talent and ability, and we've seen that. That's why we scored 3 goals. Even the Anthony banger, like you have that in your locker.
3 goals, man. That 3 goals was because City weren't trying.
Yeah, but hey, we still taking that. We leaving with some.
Yeah,
it's
nothing. 0 points.
Yeah, it's 0 points. But I'm saying, yo, it could have been worse. Damage limitation. It could have been worse. It could have been way worse. We could have been talking about the end of Ten Hag's reign right now.
We would have.
We could have been talking about no, not in terms of him getting sacked. I'm not saying he would have got sacked. I'm saying you don't recover from that. If we would have got beat 9, 10, 11-1, you don't recover from that. To be, I'm saying that could have been lights out for his run. Would he have been sacked? No, you don't recover from that. The team don't recover from that. We would have had to rebuild all again. You know what I'm saying? The house got demolished, and you can't build on that. You got to move. And I'm not saying he should have moved on or he would have been sacked. Don't get him mistaken. I'm just saying it's a devastating knockout you don't recover from. You're never the same again. If we would have got beat 10-11. So that's why I'm saying them 2 goals is important. I think it saved us. I think we lose the war there and then. That's what I'm saying. We don't do anything this season.
Anthony was there for the best attack out of the 3. I agree with you. Someone said they just give me a PMP winger that could be an outlet, not a human fidget spinner. That's a weak. The human fidget spinner thing. But remember before we signed Anthony, what did I say?
Yeah, you said that, but then when we put
give me a pace and power winger.
I prefer pace. You know me, I'm a pace and power merchant. That's my preference. But then when we have pace and power, people be like, he's got no tech. This is why people didn't want what's his name? What were people saying about him during the Gakpo? Oh, he's just Rashford reincarnated. Blah blah blah. That's what people say.
I said, man, it's just about profiles for me, man.
I hear that. Well, what I'm saying is
profile.
People
I don't care
profile
if you're the
that.
better player, just give me the correct profile.
It's all good.
That's what Arsenal go down to a T. I don't know. If you look at that Arsenal team, you wouldn't say they have phenomenal players in every position, do you? But
they have a good
we'll get to Arsenal. That 11 is probably one of the most nicely profiled and balanced sides in the Premier League.
Yeah, profiles is all well and good, but like I say, people will complain regardless. Hindsight's a beautiful thing because if you had a PMP winger, I'm not saying you're wrong. Again, that's my preference. People will say, "Oh, we need a technical winger." Blah blah blah. Look at Manchester City. Whatever, man. People just want to moan in it. But go on, carry on, fam.
Someone said just play Sancho, Martial, Anthony. That's a nightmare waiting to happen. That's all I'm saying. That's a nightmare.
I do want to see Sancho in the 10. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but I'm talking about this front 3: Sancho on the left, Anthony on the right, and Martial up top.
Not when we're trying to play on the counter and stuff like that. No, that's not it. If we're playing
Rashford as well was shambolic yesterday.
Yeah, Rashford wasn't good.
All week I said the only way we're going to win is Rashford. If Rashford is fit, that was the only chance, kind of thing, innit? On the counter, Rashford, pathetic.
He wasn't
shambolic. Couldn't even pass the ball to our teammates.
Yeah, least touches, not passing the ball. You got no chance when your focal point is that. No chance. Yeah.
Oh,
No
he
chance.
was just so frustrating, man.
Mm-hmm. He was.
But I'll be honest, I don't know how much he trained.
Yeah, I don't know how much he's trained and how fit he was. So that's again why I give him not a blind, but I'm
Nah, man,
more
I ain't giving him a blind.
understanding. Yeah, that's why I said I'm not
Like,
giving him a blind. But I'm saying that's why I'm more understanding of it because you aren't fully fit. And again, it's bounce back, man. I'm looking ahead already, man. Like I put that game behind me quickly, expeditiously. Like I'm not like I know there's people who were on socials, content creators who were going mad yesterday that I didn't see. And I know there were spaces yesterday and today. And there'll be content creators going mad today. That's not me in it. I'm past that, man. Like I'm looking bigger picture, man. It's bigger picture sense.
and this, I'm so annoyed at answering these. Grealish, Foden, Mahrez aren't speed merchants yet. They excel on the wings. Yeah, because they all can also dominate a ball to nearly over 65% of the time.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
literally see you have 65, 70% possession every single
Well,
game most of the time.
yeah.
We can barely have it
That-
over 55%.
Yeah,
Like we need to know our transitional game is very, very important.
absolutely. We're a better side without the ball. I do agree with that. We're our most dangerous. And that's where Ten Hag and the players have to figure it out and get through the season. But again, where I trust the manager. So I trust him to do the business.
Oh, listen, man. Oh, that kid. Listen, I bet he changes next week. Think we're playing Everton Sunday?
Yeah, Everton Sunday 7 p.m. We'll see changes, man. Bains, relax, man. You know what I'm saying?
Better.
Relax, we'll see changes. I trust the manager,
Like,
man.
I just want Tenor just to get a profile credit to this team because we're going to talk about Arsenal now, yeah. I actually big up Martial. Martial, I give him credit. He looked good when he came on, kind of thing.
He did. That was good to see. That was legit the only
Even the
plus.
little turn when he won the
But
penalty.
the penalty, yeah. That's
very,
the
very
only
good.
plus. Hopefully, he can stay fit.
Yeah, that's one of the positives, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Fair
100%.
play to Anthony Martial. His penalty was nice as well. Very, very nice.
Great penalty.
What was it? Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Fred. I wouldn't. There's not really much to talk about him, kind of thing, isn't it? That's about Arsenal.
Can't call him.
You're gonna give Arsenal credit now.
Give him what? Wait, give him credit for what?
They beat Tottenham 3-1.
Say that again. Yeah, good performance. I didn't watch it all. I only watched bits and pieces. I didn't watch the full game. But yeah, man, good performance from them. Conte's being found out. I think conversations need to be Spurs fans need to be having conversations about it.
But no, let's talk about Arsenal first. I didn't know Bains was a jacket.
Go on, you want to get to Arsenal? I don't really have much more to say.
I think when Xhaka scored, I sent Flawless a message saying, "That's my boy."
That's just embarrassing. That's more embarrassing than the United game 6-3. But
but you have to give Arsenal credit now.
No, again, no. It's not giving credit. Hear what I just said. I said the message you sent me is embarrassing. That's what I said. That's embarrassing. As a Manchester United fan, sending that to another Manchester United fan, that is embarrassing. He could have scored 10. He could have scored 10 goals, and I rate him. Because I do rate Arsenal. Some of the Arsenal players. I want to send you that. But we move. Go on, carry on.
And someone said Bains is Spurs. Listen, it gets to a point where you just have to give Arsenal credit. Like we said, it's just Brentford, it's just Palace, it's just Fulham, it's just this. Arsenal are a very good side, man. They are a very good side. And I think they got Liverpool next week, innit? I think they beat Liverpool.
They play Liverpool and then Liverpool. And then Liverpool got City the week after. But go on, carry on.
I think Arsenal beat Liverpool right now.
I think most are in agreement with that.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, like that Arsenal performance, obviously Gabriel, silly mistake for the penalty. But overall, man, they look good again.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good performance. I give them credit for that performance.
I said they look good, but I don't even think Arsenal were at their best to beat Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be at that bad at this point to beat Spurs in a big game. And that's why I mentioned Conte straight. That's why I mentioned Conte. Because that's Spurs for you right now. Because he's not it.
You know who looked good? And this is a person, I'll be honest, the more I think about it, the more I think I'm underrated Saka, you know.
Saka's quality. He's a good player.
No, but I think I've underrated because I used to criticize Saka quite a lot, kind of thing, innit? But the more I watch Saka, the more I'm just like flipping hell, man. Flipping hell. He's actually really, really good. Like everything I criticize Sancho for, he has.
He's a good player. Yeah,
power, directness.
Yeah, he a different profile, isn't it? Because Sancho's not a direct winger. I don't mean Sancho can be successful, but but he needs to improve. But yeah, Sancho needs to improve people. But yeah, Saka's good. And give Arsenal credit. Like I said, they played well yesterday, on Saturday. And yeah, man, like I said, they doing the business. It'd be interesting to see them against Liverpool. I'm interested to see them now from.
No, but you said you'll be interested to see them against Tottenham, and they won.
Yeah, and they did well, and I give them credit for it. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be more interesting to see them with 2 games a week now, from now up until the World Cup break. How did they cope with this? Like, that's what I'm interested. How did they go against Liverpool? Because I guarantee you, if they draw Liverpool, then what? What's the conversation?
No, but
or if Liverpool win?
No, but this is it. Is if buts and maybes with
Arsenal.
We're
talking about it.
But as of right now, they're top of the league. They are performing to a very high level.
Yeah,
that team is very, very well balanced.
It's well drilled.
And the entire system is working down to a T kind of thing.
Yeah,
and even the players, for example, we saw what do you call it? What's the guy's name? Fabio Vieira had to come in for Odegaard, not last game, the game before against Brentford, I think it was. Performed.
Yeah. And they did well, and like I said, they did credit. But I'm very interested to see them because there's still question marks over them. I was like, all right, let's see. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying your question. Can they sustain this? Is the question mark?
Yeah, but
as bad as we've been, and everyone's going on that we beat them. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, we beat them, but we're also
let's not forget
behind them.
Let's not forget that. We're 9 points behind. Yeah, but none of us are winning the league anyway. And they'd have a top 4 side. Yeah, we could argue that. But I'm just saying, all right, let's praise them for winning battles, all well and good. What is this in the long run?
But then that's like saying no result matters in the short term.
No, it's not. No, it's not no result. No. It's the way you're waxing lyrical. Results should lead to something. Is my point.
Of course, but we can only judge of the first 8 games.
Yeah. And I'm judging it and I'm giving credit. But it's like when I say the praise is over the top, what exactly are they gonna do? Long run.
Massively I'll be honest.
Answer the question. What are they going to do in the long run? That's all I'm asking.
Only time will tell it. But I think right now Arsenal are underrated.
Okay, but you and nobody else believes they're going to do anything in the long run.
Yeah, but what is it?
What you mean? But that's what.
October the 3rd.
Yeah, but the thing is October the 5th. But we believe that other side.
I don't believe they can win the league because Manchester City are the best side in the country.
Yeah, I don't believe they can win the Europa League. I don't believe they can win the Europa League.
I don't think they will, but they can.
My point. They can't even win the second tier European competition, but we're here waxing lyrical about them. I don't think they can win the Europa League, genuinely.
Why not?
No, I don't think they're good enough. I think Europe's a different kind of fish.
Some of the best teams in this country right now.
Because football,
and the results match as well.
Just because you play good football does not necessarily mean you are successful in Europe. Because I've seen this happen. The reason why I'm not gassed about this because I've seen this happen before with Arsenal with a better manager and better players. I've seen this happen. This is the Arsenal way. Arsenal did this before Wenger fell off. In between that period of time when they stopped challenging from the league, but they were a top 4 side, which they are now. Which they are now. It was Arsenal played the best football in the league, which they did. There was a period of time over 5, 6, 7, probably 8 years, maybe even longer, where Arsenal played the best football in the league. But guess what that led them to? FA Cups, League Cups. That's it. And I see the same again. Are they now a top 4 side? No, let me finish. That's exactly what they are now. So that's how I'm looking at it. Am I giving them praise for that? Yes, you could argue they play the best football in the league. That's all well and good. Their profile of players, which is good, I've seen in the past. Arteta's performing well. I've seen Wenger perform well in the past. My whole point is I'm talking what does it contribute to at the end of the season? Absolutely nothing. So wax lyrical, take that trophy. You can take the replay, great profile.
How do we know though?
How do we know? So what do you believe Arsenal win this season?
Listen, we're in October. Only time will tell.
No. And again, see, that's nothing because you would say, yes, what do you believe Arsenal win this season?
Boy, they could easily win a domestic trophy.
Okay, so that's the best they're going to get. And I agree with you, domestic trophy.
Yeah, but listen, no one's winning the league because Man City.
I didn't say the league. I'm talking Europe. I don't believe they do anything in Europe.
Yeah, but they could easily win the Europa League.
I disagree with that. I don't think they could easily win the Europa League.
They could win the Europa
League. No, because it matters. When it comes to European heritage, it matters. That's why they've never won a European competition in their history.
Listen, we can win the Europa League and Arsenal better than us.
I think we could win the Europa League. Yeah, because I think we're better set to win it. Because it's about style of football in Europe as well.
Yeah,
and
but
know
you
how.
say style of football.
Mhm.
Arsenal could easily sit back and hit teams on the counter because they got the likes of Martinelli,
That's
so good this year.
that's
Saka,
not their, but that's
Odegaard,
not their
Jesus.
thing. That's not Arteta's thing. They get on the ball and play pretty football.
No, but
And then
what
you
I'm
know
saying,
what?
they could do both.
The same. You know the same thing that we did to them. Teams in Europe will do to them. You aren't as good as them because you just said it there. We're not as good as them, and we did that. So other teams, that's the blueprint. The blueprint on how to beat Arsenal is that. But again, you're a United fan who wants to wax lyrical about him. Do your thing, fam.
No, but
Floor's
I'm
yours.
waxing lyrical about Arsenal because they are a very good side. I said,
Yeah,
like
do your
someone said,
thing.
Bains, you support Arsenal. I don't support Arsenal, but I said this: Arsenal are probably the team I enjoy watching the most in the Premier League right now.
Yeah. And that's back to my point is they've been this team. I've seen this happen
But they
before.
haven't been this team over the last
No.
couple of years.
No. Over the last couple of years, again, I just made the point. I'm saying under Wenger, before he fell off all the way, this was the Arsenal way. Arsenal's defense was we don't win trophies, but we don't win major trophies, but we play the best football. And I'm not even disagreeing with you. They play good football. Until Xhaka scored the goal, I was like watching the majority of the game, and then Xhaka scored and I switched off. But my point is, they're
Right, you should
again,
switch
what's he
over.
going
Jack is good.
say that again? Because I was like, I'm not watching Arsenal win. Fuck this.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Why am I not watching
It's
Arsenal
North
win? Do you
London
know who I
derby.
support? Yeah, so
So you're not going to watch a North London derby just because you hate Arsenal so
no.
much and it's the lead.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see Arsenal win. And I know you get jokers like you be like, yeah, Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying and hype them up to
But
do
as I
nothing.
said, listen, I'm taking away my United. I said this: Arsenal are the team I enjoy watching the most in the Premier League.
That's
Comfortably.
so well and good, man. And that'll be the biggest trophy they win this season. You play the best football high. When they go out, we're going to come back to this. When they get knocked out in Europe by somebody, and it won't be us, and we come back to this, I'm going to be like, yo, remember when I told you this? Just remember. I've seen this film before, over and over again, with a better manager and better players. They've had miles better players and failed. And this going to happen again. I'm telling you. Yeah, man,
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I mean, we even see what I already know in it. So when it happens, we'll see. The same way last season, and this wasn't you, so I'm not talking about you, where people were like, I'll still go finish in the top four, you know, blah, blah, blah. This Champions League run, blah, blah. What happened last season? And I called it spot on. Even when they was clearing favourites, I said, Arsenal ain't finishing in the top four. And that's what happened. And the same again. Do I believe they finish in the top four this season? More than likely, yes. Did they do anything major? No.
Someone said you're moving like Mike with the World Trophy logic.
Yeah. It's facts, yo. What a trophy. You know what I'm saying? It's
but
not,
that can't be the only way you judge a side.
No. It's not the only way. Again, who said the only way? Don't put words in my mouth. I'm very specific with what I'm saying. The question I've asked, and fans don't like this, and people who rate Arsenal playing pretty football don't rate the question. I said, what does it lead to? That's what it is. It's supposed to lead to something. And what's it going to lead to?
And if it leads them to winning the Europa League, what would you do?
I give them credit. I give them full credit if they win the Europa League. If they do that, if they're the first Arsenal team to win them a European trophy, all hail that team, all hail Mikel Arteta. Quality.
Sure?
He's done better in Europe than Wenger. Absolutely. He's done better in Europe than Wenger.
Moving the goalpost when it comes to Arsenal.
Who's when have I ever moved the goalpost when it comes to Arsenal?
You always do though.
Whenever. Tell me then. Give me an example.
Giving Arsenal credit.
No. No. You're not giving Arsenal credit and moving the goalposts are two different things. So answer the question.
Before, you were like, oh, let me see them against half these.
Yeah, and I gave them, and I opened up the conversation, but you just didn't want to hear that. I said, yeah, give them full credit. They played well. That's what I said. Exactly. Right then. So what are we talking about? What goalposts move? What do you mean? Nah, man, that's correct. That's the first thing I said. The first words that left my mouth was give full credit to Arsenal. They played well.
But just this year, we've seen Arsenal hype before. This is nothing new until they actually win something and finish top four. Over the last couple of years, we haven't seen Arsenal hype. I'll be honest, I genuinely do think Arsenal underrated right now.
No. We've seen Arsenal hype from Arsenal fans, but we're getting it more so now from rival fans.
Over the last couple of years, I don't know.
Yes, we have. Arsenal fans were all in all across socials, all in content creator comments. Content creators talk about them finishing in the top four. Yes.
But last year, listen, they had every right to think they were going to finish in the top four towards the end, kind of thing, innit?
No, because you have to know your team.
No, they were 6 points above. What we're 3.
Yeah, they were 6 points above, but last season Arsenal were not one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Yeah, I know, but they had every right towards the end because your objectives changed as the season goes on to think they were going to get top 4.
Yeah, I told them in it that he wouldn't finish top 4. And what happened?
I swear it was after they beat United and was it Chelsea back to back?
Yeah.
Literally every single football fan thought they were going to finish top 4.
Yeah, no, everyone, but I didn't. You can go back and check the footage. The highlights is there.
No, but that's because you're a hater, though.
I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like Arsenal, I'd win. I run banter and run jokes, but again, innit, people don't like the questions I ask. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you see this
Yeah,
here.
man.
Like, don't get me wrong. That guy, that on AFTV, like, come on, man, like, you
Yeah, the
have
best
idiots
thing.
in every fan base, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not there next to him, but my point is, like, it has to
You're an
lead to
idiot.
something. It has to lead to something. That's my whole point. Is I've seen this film year in year out. I'm older than you. I've seen this happen before.
No, but
When they
so far,
played,
yeah, would you not give them credit? Because, for
yes,
example, before Odegaard got injured, they brought in
yeah, yeah,
Fabio
yeah,
Vieira
yeah, yeah. I
to
do
perform.
again,
Let's be honest.
yes. I give
Arsenal
them,
still have a massive
yes,
way to go up, in my opinion.
I
And
give them
my
credit.
say, for example,
Go on.
Tommy Yasu still has to come into full fitness into this act. Maybe
Yeah.
Arteta might just go with Ben White and Saliba together. Because in my eyes, Gabriel's a weakness kind of thing. And even though I think Gabriel aerially is obviously effective for Arsenal, but he's probably a weak link in the back four. Say if Arteta wants to change it and brings in Saliba next to Ben White and then Tommy Yasu right back and they go up another gear, that's a very good side, you know.
Yeah, I give
And
them.
obviously, you need to remember, like, the only game they lost so far this season was against United, and I think they also missed Thomas Partey. It was a massive player for that side.
They do miss number 5. My point is like I give them full credit. They've done 99% of what they're supposed to do so far this season. Like, yeah, pretty much. Apart from us, they've won. Have they won every other game? I think they've won every other game. Or they might have drew. I don't know.
No,
but my point
7 wins, 1 loss.
Oh, whatever. So yeah, so they're doing.
20
So
goals
done,
scored, 8 goals conceded.
yeah. So they've done 99% of what they're supposed to do. Full credit. Great start. Fantastic start. Now can they continue? Can they go 10 games? Can they hit 10 games and carry this on? Can they be 15? Can they be before the World Cup? After the World Cup? Let's see, innit? And let's see where they're at the end.
Listen, they all with death will be in the top 4.
I think they'll finish top 4 too.
Is it now? So you not got Chelsea there?
No, I think Tuchel, I said this, when Tuchel got sacked, that threw a spanner in the works.
You think they can finish second?
Yes, when I look at the competition. Yeah. Because Liverpool, I expect to get better, but if they don't, Chelsea are the unknown and Spurs at Conte. And we're not good enough. So they could finish second. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you know that.
Again, but if I didn't say that, you make sure when you mention me talking about Arsenal, you mention what I just said then. Please mention what
I'm just saying I'm glad you know that.
Yeah, mention. Of course I know, yeah. Like because I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? You may disagree with me, but I'm honest. That's logical that they could finish second.
I don't know about that.
Of course I'm honest. When am I not honest?
When it comes
exactly, you got nothing that you make these statements about me make about Arsenal have nothing to back it up.
No, but it's not just me. Everyone in the chat calls you an Arsenal hater.
Yeah, because they don't like the question. You know what it is? They'll poke holes in my character in terms of being an Arsenal hater. Poke holes in my argument. What have I said about Arsenal that's incorrect? No one can answer that question.
No. But
No. You answer the question. What have I said in this time we are talking about Arsenal that is incorrect?
You weren't. No. But you see this. You're downplaying. Even last time, you were just saying it's because of who Arsenal played. All I said last time was you have to give Arsenal credit as a side.
But that's okay. That's not hating. That's a fact. There's 7 teams that Arsenal beat. They were expected to beat. They were heavy favorites. They were favorites against us.
You know what then?
They were heavy favorites.
You see Man City, they failed last year because they didn't win every single game.
No, they didn't fail. You know why? Because they won the war.
No, but listen,
they didn't fail. No. You're supposed to. No. I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. No, I didn't. What did I say? What does it lead to? They won enough games to win the war. You still have
to give credit.
No. And I gave them credit. What are we talking about? I gave them credit at the very start. Let me go back to the start of the conversation when we opened it up. I said, give them credit. They played well against Spurs. They've done very well so far this season. Don't forget the praise I've given them. People just don't like the question marks and the criticism because I state what does it lead to? Manchester City won enough games last season to win the league. If Arsenal win enough games to win the Europa League and put in enough good performances, you know what I say? Credit to that team. They've just won in Europe for the first time in their history.
No, but you can heavily praise Arsenal right now and just say
I can't heavily praise them. Because we have different levels of heavily praise. I'm not heavily praising you for having a good start. Heavily praise, no. I praise you, but not heavily.
They're top of the league.
Yeah, and I give them praise.
You know what? We're never going to win this with flawless.
Never going to win what? No. Again,
Bains,
no.
since you love if
Yeah,
buts,
go on.
Bains, since you love if Sam buts, what happens if Gabriel Jesus is out for 3 months? Eddie Nketiah, obviously not to the same level, is a very good footballer. His improvement over the last year under Mikel Arteta has been very, very good. Obviously, he's not going to be to the same levels as Gabriel Jesus, but I still think Arsenal will be relatively fine. Obviously, they will drop more points naturally, but they will still be fine in my eyes. Thomas Partey is the only one that I look at and I'm like, that's the injury I worry for Arsenal. Because there's no one like him in the Arsenal side. Lukonga obviously decent on the ball, but he still needs to learn that number 6 position. And he's very, very young for that. But other than that, I think most of the team could be replaced.
What about the wide areas?
You could bring a Fabio Vieira out wide if you needed.
So you trust Vieira to play to the level of Saka and Martinelli?
No, but no.
You trust them. I'm asking. I'm not even saying you're wrong here. I'm saying.
But all I'm saying, like, what do you call it? It's not to the same level, but for a couple games, you still expect them to be fine, kind of thing. Partey's the big one, though.
Well, it's more than a couple of games if it's longer. Okay. I'm just asking it because obviously you watch these man closer than me, so yeah, I'm just asking questions here. See, this people, this is what you, this is what you do when, you know what I'm saying, you're not like trying to run agendas on someone and like actually respond to what they're saying and not what you think they're saying. Well, go on, carry on.
No, but trust me, I don't think people realize how good Eddie Nketiah is right now. Like, you know,
I'm not gonna lie. I've not seen it.
I used to be Eddie Nketiah's biggest hater.
Yeah, he was very critical of it.
I remember when he used to do that silly little like Hotline Bling whatever celebration, that call me thing. I used to hate that because he used to score 6-yard tap-ins and just do that. I'm like, humble yourself, kind of thing. You're playing Sunderland in the League Cup and you're doing that. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah, but cut out quickly. But it's because my battery's dead. But I jump back on. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, calm. But his overall, it's not flip flop. It's evidence. He's improved.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, if Bains thinks he's improved, that's fair.
He genuinely improved a lot. Like his hold up play much better. His game against West Ham, for example, last year, very, very good. Came on against Fulham so far this year. Changed the game when they won the game 2-1. Like, yeah, you have to give some credit to play improving, and he's still. How old is it?
See, what I like about this, Bains, is you stayed certain and then backed 23. It up. You see that you stated certain here and then backed it up with evidence. I rate that.
No, but you know, I couldn't stand Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, I know. I remember. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you see this young player improves. What a shock! I don't think it is that, because like you see Eddie Nketiah's like fundamentals during that time. Yeah. Everyone used to just call him a 6-yard penalty box striker. And someone said you're a very reactionary base. I said it's been over a year now. Eddie Nketiah's been performing.
Has it been that long?
Come on, man.
I'm asking you the question. I'm not saying you're wrong. I can't ask questions, Bains.
Well, since what? That hat trick against Sunderland was probably what? Around December, November time. So we're basically approaching a year now. Like, he has been very, very good.
I'm just asking questions.
I'm not saying he's good enough to be a starter kind of thing, innit? I'm not. But I'm just saying for a backup, obviously, second choice is kind of a bit mad kind of thing, innit? Yeah. But overall, fair play.
Fairs.
I want to talk about Nkunku as well quickly.
Yeah, talk about Nkunku. That's fine, isn't it? I'm saying. Again, he's a name I hear a lot. His name is mentioned often. In terms of his profile, obviously I'll ask you because you'll know more than me. I don't know exactly what he is, but I hear he's P&P. And Chelsea do need that. It seemed Chelsea fan base, from the Chelsea fans I've spoke to, seem pretty happy about it. But I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I've not watched him play, so I don't know. But go on.
Are you surprised that Chelsea did this deal so quick? Because what we're in October, they're signing to next summer.
They're doing the business. Yeah. When's he? Is it in January he's going to be here, or is it summer?
Nah, summer.
That's very strange. That's very, very strange. Yeah, I don't get that. And actually, I do understand it, but hey, Chelsea trying to get the business done. But
I think they just want him wrapped up quick, innit? Because I think his release was 60 million next year, innit?
Okay. What happens if he gets injured, though?
Tough luck.
That's a tough look.
Like, I doubt they announce it quick kind of thing, innit? But he's clearly doing the medicals.
What do you think of him?
I think he's a good signing for Chelsea. Like, other than, for example, I said maybe Liverpool should have looked at him before, but he's probably the only. Like, Chelsea's probably the perfect club for him, if that makes sense.
What makes you say that?
Just because he's that versatile forward that can play across the front three. I don't know where he would fit in at any other club.
What is his actual position?
So he's played false 9. He's played in the 9 last year. He's played
Okay,
in the right time. He's played
what
in the
would
left.
you say? What would you say his best position is, though? If you had to pick one,
I just think he's a wide forward kind of thing, isn't it?
right? So left or right?
Yeah,
Is
and
he
that's what I think
2-footed,
he'll play.
or is he right-footed?
In Kunku,
Yeah.
he is right-footed.
Right. Asking because I remember Lewis said this yesterday. He was like, the only because Lewis was like, I've not seen a lot of him, but he's like, the only concern for me, like he's talking from a Chelsea fan perspective, he's like, no one can't tell me his position. He's like, he sounds a lot like Kai Havertz.
Yeah, I know, but funny enough, Kai Havertz is not a bad player kind of thing, isn't it?
He's bad for.
No, but like in terms of like his footballing fundamentals kind of thing.
Yeah, footballing fundamentals is all well and good, but he just excels at nothing.
Yeah. But I think that's hard saying that about Nkunku. Because what Nkunku last
I don't know
year,
about
20 goals, he already got
Nkunku.
6 goals this year in a poor Leipzig side. It's over. They sacked the manager already this year.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting though. What happens now here with Rafa Leao? Say Chelsea do get Rafa Leao as well. That's when I'm kind of scared, isn't it? Because everyone knows how high I rate Rafa Leao.
He looks like a decent player still. He looks like a good player. I seen him. I watched him when they played their last Champions League game. I can't remember who it was. It might have been. I was like, okay, because he's another name I've been hearing a lot about. So I'm going to watch him both times against Chelsea. I'm going to see. Yeah, go on.
I think his levels kind of thing. I think Rafa Leao is better than Nkunku.
Okay. All right. First.
And someone said Havertz to Liverpool. I used to think this year, but the more I watch Havertz, I don't think he's like he's an aggressive presser kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's like, obviously people used to like him to Firmino, but that's the biggest thing, the biggest drawback I had of Havertz. Not aggressive enough on the press. Yeah.
Firmino was much better movement-wise in terms of you pressing and offensively as well. He's miles better. I think he's better technically as well. I think he's a smarter baller.
You know what's also going to be interesting? If that Nkunku signing is actually a Potter signing. Because surely like you probably haven't really thought of signings kind of thing, innit? At this point.
Maybe not.
Probably being in what? Chelsea for the other day was his first game.
Yeah, maybe it's a profile thing, like you said. Maybe he's like, get me this profile. Maybe it's that. Similar to how Klopp at Liverpool didn't want Mane and Salah. It was Goetze and was it Julian Brandt?
Yeah, but then I'm like, who's doing that for Chelsea?
Hey, it's hard, isn't it? You know what I'm
saying? What do you call it? I swear they didn't get that guy from Salzburg that they wanted.
Nah, they didn't. Nah, it was Todd, man. I'm saying Todd doing up DOF.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm like, come on, man. Like, do you really want to? Like, surely you could just wait, kind of thing. Appoint the director of football, and then move from there. Nah,
let Todd do his thing, man. I'm saying, stop hating, fam. Praise Todd, innit? You know what I'm saying?
This guy. And someone said on paper, Nkunku, Leao, Sterling looks good, but paper can always be better. Facts. Someone also said how will Rafa Leao get in the team ahead of Ice Cold Marshall, Generational Anthony, and Kenny, where it's like Sancho. I'll be honest though, like him as the third forward, alongside, for example, one of Anthony/Sancho and a Marshall at top will probably be perfect. Because he can operate as a touchdown winger, inside forward, pace and power for days. You see his goal the other day.
I didn't see his goal. He scored a banger.
Scored a little dink over the keeper towards the end of the game kind of thing. And someone said if you watch the goal back, he was smiling when he was running. Who smiles when they runs?
Yeah, serious. Surprised you don't do that, Bainsy. I know you love being on the football pitch.
You know how disrespectful that is, smiling when you're running and you're scoring.
That is something you would do because you're a disrespectful individual. Look at you smiling now, innit? You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's next level kind of thing, you know.
It is, isn't it? And that's you. That being said, sometimes I don't like the way you're smiling the way you grin on here, actually, when I'm saying.
And I also don't like the way you laugh.
It. That is so, now you know how it feels, innit? You know what I'm saying? When it gets said to you. Look at you. Why are you grinning now? You know what I'm saying? What are you grinning at? This guy, this guy.
What do you want me to do?
Why?
What do you want me to do?
Baby, you're my G, you know. I love you. I swear down, yo. I swear
Listen, what else is there to talk about?
See these people. I just told him I love him. Yeah, he didn't even say it back. I see you, mate.
Good.
Go on, carry on. This guy, this is
Leeds,
outrageous.
Villa.
Hey, chat. Make sure you get onto him in the comments. Don't let him just get away with that bullshit. How dare you? But go on, carry on. Leeds, Villa, go on.
Quickly, last thing we wanted to talk about. Bruno got sacked by Wolves. What do you think of that?
I think their form. There's a guy in my chat who's a Wolves fan, and he's been talking the entire season like how bad they've been. But because it's Wolves, it kind of slipped. Yeah, it kind of slipped under the radar. But when he said it, because he said it earlier on in the season, he was like, "No, we're really bad." And I was like, "Wolves really that bad?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he was like, "We've won 1 in 12 or whatever it was at the time, and just not scoring goals." And yeah, like a bit to get.
I'll be honest, where I do feel kind of sorry for him, Bruno Lage, you spent, or what would you call it? You bought that Sasa Kalajdzic guy, ACL injury in his first game. Like that was meant to be your number 9 kind of thing, and I'm like,
yeah, that's peak when you sign a 9 and then he gets
especially Wolves, like they needed that position so bad. I'm just like, what can you do, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, facts.
And then obviously, the window was finished and he had to sign Diego Costa on loan. Diego Costa, where was the guy before? He was at Wolves.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Costa's there now, isn't it?
Like he was in Brazil or something, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that is rather unfortunate, kind of thing, innit?
I forgot. Yeah, that Costa came from Brazil. Yeah, I forgot they had Costa actually. So yeah, who's odds on? Who are the favourites? Who are the 2-3 names? Managers linked with them? Surely it's someone Portuguese.
Probably be Ruben Amorim. I think that's the one that everyone probably kind of thinks he'll get, but I don't know if he'll be Sporting at this point.
I was gonna say, who does he manage? So he manages. Yeah, do you believe Sporting to go to Wolves at this point?
That's the problem, innit? Because they're doing decently well in the Champions League. Like they can still go through in the group.
Yeah, I don't think you at this point.
But you'd probably be like the dream manager for Wolves, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah. Let me know in the chat, people. Who else the Wolves been linked with? Because I know there'll be 2-3 other names. Regards to favourite.
Someone said, "What do you think Costa will do this year?" I'll be honest, I don't think he'll do a lot. Like, you were playing in Brazil before this.
He's gonna be a bit part player for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he'll do. Because he's 30, however old he is, man. He's late 30s.
But I think they also criticised Bruno Lage a lot because he played Neves at centre back this week as well, no?
He played Neves at centre back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was trying to get sacked. He doing no Brendan Rodgers stuff. Why is he playing?
I think they had a lot of injuries though, innit?
Surely I've never said like what? Never what?
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. You see Skamaka's goal, by the way.
No, did he score a screamer against who?
He scored a nice goal against Wolves.
Nah, I didn't see it.
Who was it? I remember someone in the chat was getting onto Skamaka a couple of weeks ago. Skamaka's ball striking ability is so good, man. The way he strikes the ball. But that was another 3 points for West Ham. Needed that.
They definitely needed that.
You see Everton.
Everton are playing well. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, Everton, I said it's a team I like a lot, you know.
In terms of getting results, I should say they're playing well. It seems their midfield functioning with Onana, what's his name? And
7 goals conceded, now the least in the league.
Yeah. And that's very unlike Lampard's team. And who's the other midfielder in there? Not Iwobi, the other one.
Iwobi, Idrissa Gay.
That's it, yeah. So they seem to have, like, with those two in particular, with Idrissa and Onana, like, they seem to be doing bits. It's a shame my guy Calvert
back.
Yeah, it's a shame.
With injury, but they had James Coleman playing right by this week.
It's a shame my guy, you know what I'm saying, Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski ain't there, but hopefully he'll be back soon. What's his injury?
I don't even know. I'll be honest, at this point, I'm giving up with him.
Yeah, man, it's peak, man. I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I like Lewandowski.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan like that, but he's better than
Calvert-Lewandowski. Yeah. Nah, I'm saying for that level. Like Calvert-Lewin for that level.
Wait, did you see Iwobi's ball?
Did I see
Iwobi's ball?
Nah.
Nice ball.
I miss so much from him. You know what I'm saying?
You need to start watching Alex Iwobi more.
Yeah, next week I make sure I watch more of the highlights. I've just been mad busy. Go on.
Oh, we're playing Everton next as well, you know.
Yeah, man.
Oh, long day.
We're doing long day. We're going to move to them, man. Long day. Have faith, man. Back the manager.
I'm actually really excited for this Everton game because I said this is now this is the I'd probably say we haven't really faced a low block, have we? From memory.
Yeah, I would say so. Leicester, Southampton, they're low blocks.
this is probably going to be a different sort of challenge kind of thing, and it'll be interesting
Yeah,
to see how we
someone who's
approach it.
defensively solid like that. Yeah.
Mm.
I hear you.
Like proper centre backs and Tarkowski and Conor goalie kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, man. Like, who do you reckon? Do you reckon Martial starts?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it'll be Martial.
Yeah.
I would go with Rashford on the left and Anthony on the right.
That's fair.
I want to see what he does with the midfield. Well, I don't know where Donny van de Beek is. He's still injured.
Yeah, Donny van de Beek's injured because he went on the bench.
Oh.
Went on the bench. So he's injured.
But someone was saying this, I can't remember who said it. You see the two wide 8 rows in midfield?
Yeah.
Like, you see side got some incredible ball carriers in there, you know.
See who?
Like, for example, the Leicester side, look at, for example, this week in terms of Everton, Alex Iwobi and Onana there. Look at Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace, what was their midfield? Like Crystal Palace on paper, the mad attacking lineup kind of thing against Chelsea. Because I think they played Eze and
my man, I forgot his name. The number 7, Elise, that's it. Yeah.
In midfield, as a wide eight kind of thing.
Because I watched that game.
Mad.
Yeah.
Because I did say, remember, was it with you or I can't remember where I said it. I think it might have been with Ty. That I think that's the next transition in football kind of thing, isn't it? Wide wingers kind of becoming 8s.
Playing 8s. Could happen. It could happen. Ball carriers, isn't it? They're very, very, like having them, they just relieve so much pressure and they can turn defense into attack in an instant. So I get your point.
What do you think about what Reece James and Zaha done?
Love it. Love it.
Same.
Nobody's wrong. So let's cut that out. I want to see players showing more personality. Rivalry, let's go, man. Go, I'm saying. I love that. I like what Reece James said. I like the Zaha response. And now we're looking forward to the next time Chelsea play Palace. And that matchup. Because Reece James going to be up for it. You know what I'm saying? Zaha going to be up for it. If Zaha gets the better of him, he's definitely going to post something. If Reece James gets the better of him, he's definitely going to post something. Similar to the Arsenal one with Brentford, with the good kick about with the boys that Ivan Toney said. Then they responded. I like Ivan Toney's response. I like that, man. We need more of that. We need more of that. I like that. I fucks with that.
I'll be honest though, I think Zaha gets the better of him the second game.
It could happen. He's going to be up for it.
I hope he does though, because I want that rivalry kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, man. You want the rivalry, man. Everyone's too nicey. I hear that. I'm with you. Fully.
What's Liverpool game?
No, because I was watching Chelsea Palace.
See, Liverpool was a 3 o'clock game that I watched, innit? See,
I picked the wrong game.
Allison.
Talk about it, man.
Comfortably, man.
Go on.
Liverpool should have been 4-5-0 down after the first 20 if it went for Allison.
Okay.
Like this, I made a video on this, a TikTok. This Allison-Edison comparison is one of the most disrespectful comparisons in football.
Why you think
Edison does not touch Allison. He never will.
Allison plays in Brazil.
Allison.
Okay, cool. Go on.
But Allison goes down as one of the best keepers the Premier League will ever see in my eyes. After he retires, kind of thing. So good. But at Liverpool, funny, Jurgen Klopp made the changes at the wrong time. Henderson, in my eyes, actually had a good game, kind of thing, isn't it? He was involved in both of the goals. And there was a point where I think Liverpool on the front foot, and I'm like, why make the changes now, if that makes sense? Because after they scored, he brought on Milner and I think it was Harbielli around the 58th minute.
Because he brought on Milner at left back.
Yeah, I'm just like, why would you make those changes at that point? Because I was like, Liverpool finally got a bit of momentum and you do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just silly kind of thing. Like, Liverpool, like Klopp's in-game management as a whole, I think that's one of his biggest weaknesses as a manager.
What, from a tactical standpoint? And I think it's just the end of the cycle for that team as well, on top of that. It's just the end of the cycle.
No, but I don't think that's the cycle thing. I genuinely, like, that's just, I've always had that problem.
Oh, with Klopp.
Klopp's in-game management, I think that's one of his biggest weaknesses.
Yeah, I hear that. That's fair.
Other than that, listen, Liverpool, fair play that they were obviously 2-0 down, came back. But I think Klopp was one of the main reasons they lost drew that game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about your boy Trent as well before we get out of here. Thoughts on Trent?
Yeah, but I said this, Trent has been shocking this year. But I still think he's underrated defensively. He's not as bad as people make out.
He's not underrated. He's just at best average.
No, maybe underrated is the wrong word here, but overhated. Yeah, like every single error that he makes is
he gets because it's Trent
kind of thing, isn't it?
It's because of the praise he gets, so we're gonna go over the top. Plus it's Liverpool, so fucking with it, like respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest, I don't know the guy's name here. That Japanese guy that came on for Brighton, like Mitoma. He looks really good. Like I haven't seen much of him, but I spoke to someone that watched him for Japan in one of the Olympic Games, innit?
Oh, see. Okay.
Yeah, and he was like,
What do you think of the Brighton new manager as well?
No, but he's a good manager because he used to manage Sassuolo kind of thing when Locatelli was there. And obviously, I used to watch a lot of him when he had Locatelli and stuff. And like possession-based game, he will have it. Like, trust me, Brighton will be fine, kind of thing.
Do better than Paul?
Do better than Paul?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I think he could,
Okay, because the football.
Like he has a good
foundation.
foundation. No, but like in terms of like Potter built a good foundation for him to continue, kind of thing.
True. He did. Yeah.
But listen, first game, 3-3 draw against Liverpool. You probably deserve to win away. Mm-hmm. And listen, I don't think what's the guy's name? For example, Van Dijk has lost at Anfield in the Premier League, for example. Like it's still a very difficult place to
he hasn't. Hey, but Arsenal going to win there next. Wait, it's at the Emirates. Never mind. I thought it was Anfield going.
Yeah, but it's still a very difficult place to kind of
go. It is very difficult. I agree.
First game in charge, you probably haven't had these players for what? Probably got 2-3 weeks. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Might be less than that. And you come out with a draw at Anfield. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. And listen, they're still up there in the league. They're fourth with a game in hand. They win the game in hand.
Who's fourth for the game in hand?
Brighton.
Right, they're high on the table.
They played seven games. Arsenal, City, Tottenham. I played 8.
Yeah, I don't really look at the table until like 10 games in. That's why I don't know these things.
Yeah, fair, but 14 points from 7 games is very impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it.
One loss this season that came against Fulham. Let's be honest, Fulham actually have been good, but they'll probably be a bit disappointed with that. But overall, 2 draws. The 2 draws have been against Liverpool and Newcastle.
Mm-hmm. Good draws.
Their wins have come against United, first game of the season. Mm-hmm. West Ham away, that's a good result.
Yeah.
They beat Leeds at home, which is a good result. 1-0. They battered Leicester 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
Fair play to them.
Props. Yeah, I agree.
Fairs. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
I'm
winning for an hour 22.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to all the people. Sorry I went on camera like this. I'm Mazda in my house in it. So that's why. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go try find room to sell for streams for the rest of the day. But Ben Bainsy, big up for having me as always. It's always great talking to you. You know what I'm saying? My G. Make sure you go follow Bainsy on TikTok. Make sure you do that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, his YouTube channel. Fuck Liverpool, fuck Arsenal,
this guy,
fuck Leeds United,
respect Arsenal.
Fuck Chelsea, fuck Manchester City, fuck Anfield, fuck the Cup End, fuck You'll Never Walk Alone, fuck the Emirates, fuck Highbury, fuck Arsene Wenger, fuck Ellen Road, fuck the Etihad, fuck the bridge. That's it. What do you mean, why?
No, but like, why do you always in like that? What's the point?
Why? Just to let the ops know that the ops and I still dislike them.
Yeah, but what do you achieve from that?
What? To tell it makes me feel better.
Oh, you're
I could say that, Yeah, of course I am. When it comes to the ops, yes, I hate on the ops. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't like the ops. And I know people who don't watch these lives who'll be trying shit in the comments afterwards. That'll piss them off doing it. So hold that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, man. Flawless can't be saved. Flawless can't be saved.
I don't want to be saved. I don't want to like. You're not supposed to like the ops, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the ops.
All right, man. Whatever you say.
So just because you like I don't know why you like your enemies in it. You like the enemy. I don't know in it. You different.
No, I'm a man of football kind of thing, innit?
I'm a man of football too, and I give praise and credit, but not during the war. Not while we're right
today. Leicester, innit? Oh, Leicester,
yeah,
Forest.
Not while you're punching me in the face. I'll give you credit afterwards. Patrick Vieira's in my top 5 Premier League, top 3 midfielders of all time in the Premier League. Xavi Alonso, I believe, is one of the most underrated midfielders ever in the Premier League. They played for 2 of the biggest tops. Put it this way, if someone said Patrick Vieira was the best player in the Premier League, best midfielder in the Premier League ever, I wouldn't disagree with them, even though I don't think it's him. And he's the biggest op.
Man of football, but listen.
Yeah, man of football. No, hear what I just said. We're not going to bypass that. So don't say I don't give Arsenal praise. He was the main op when we was going against him. But I'm not going to give him that praise during the time. Afterwards, I will.
Listen,
I'm a big fan of
listen.
Patrick Vieira. No,
For
we just going to
me,
bypass me praising the Arsenal captain.
no, for me, we have
Okay.
no competitors. We compete with ourselves, kind of thing, innit? We
No,
do
we
our
compete with
business.
ourselves, yo,
We
fuck
do
that.
our business. Results will come, kind of thing, innit?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll
League
be
titles
fine.
will come.
Europa League on its way this season. We'll be calm.
We'll see. But listen, big up
All
everyone
right.
for watching. Make sure you guys like
Love.
the video. I'll be back tomorrow with Ty and Biz at some point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe to
Oh, yeah.
Flores is what the link is in the title.
Sarcasm City TV. Don't forget, people. Stats, Facts, and Vibes Thursday night on Sarcasm City TV. So Mondays on Bains' channel, Thursday night on Sarcasm City TV. Keep a lookout for the time.
Calm. Big up everyone for watching. We'll be back soon.
Big up.